A lot of you have been asking for it, so here it is, the NeoBuds Pro in-depth review. These are the latest and highest end model in the Edifier lineup, but they bear close resemblance to their NB2 Pro sibling, which I reviewed on the channel last year. So this review will cover not only all of the NeoBuds Pro features, but also how they compare to the cheaper NB2 Pro. These earbuds are widely regarded as being flagship killers, and with the recent addition of LDAC support, they've just become even better. So let's see if they can justify their $130 price tag. Edifier have gone all out with the packaging, including a foam-lined luxurious box with a magnetic lid. It screams premium quality, if not environmentally friendly, which I'd personally much prefer to see. The NeoBuds Pro come with the charging case and earbuds, a great selection of the new antibacterial ear tips, which have been satisfyingly colour-coded, a USB-C charging cable, the usual paperwork, and finally a carrying pouch, which is something we typically don't see with earbuds. The charging case has the same shape and size as the NB2 Pros, but is now sporting a new matte plastic finish with a brushed metal accent. It's not the smallest or lightest earbuds case out there, but will still fit easily in your pocket. I fear it won't hold up to scratches and marks as well as the leatherette style NB2 case, but it certainly looks more premium. Edifier have improved the lid design though, which is now much easier to open, and they've also added this LED light bar, which glows and pulses like something from a sci-fi movie. It actually shows you the remaining battery life based on how wide the LED bar is, which is unique and looks pretty cool too. The earbuds are sporting an even more similar design to the NB2s, distinguished by a slightly darker finish and a more rounded style, and upon closer inspection, they're actually a bit smaller as well. The NeoBuds are only available in black at the moment, whilst the NB2s also offer an ivory finish, so you've just got the one choice for colour options with the new model. These aren't the most discreet earbuds to wear, but this stem design does provide a very comfortable and secure fit in my ears, once I swapped over to the larger ear tips, that is. Just like the NB2s, I can wear these for hours at a time with no discomfort, and they stay securely in place throughout the day. They don't offer a completely unshakable fit in my ears, but I can run with these without them falling out, and with an IP54 rating, they're protected against dust and light splashes. They're using the same touch control design as the NB2s, or should I say, unfortunately, they're using the same touch controls. The problem is that they're just not sensitive enough, so you have to tap really firmly, painfully so in fact, just to get them to register a command, and they'll often not be able to distinguish a double from a triple tap. You can increase the touch sensitivity in the Edifier app, but even at maximum, I was still having issues. You've also only got either a double or triple tap. There's no single tap option or even a tap and hold, so your control options, even though you can customize them, are very limited. Matters are made worse by the fact that the NeoBuds have gotten rid of wearing detection from the NB2 Pros. This has become a staple feature of true wireless earbuds, so with it being gone, you really notice how poor the control system is. The controls are easily the weakest aspect of these earbuds, and sadly I have to resort to using my phone for controls instead. I'm hopeful, if not optimistic, that Edifier will improve functionality with a software update in the future. Another step down from the NB2s is the battery life. You get 6 hours of listening per charge, or 5 hours using ANC, which by today's standards is on the lower end. This is down from the NB2's 9 hours, or 7 with ANC, so that is disappointing. Both cases charge via USB-C, but sadly there's no wireless charging for either model. I can forgive this in the cheaper NB2s, but the NeoBuds are approaching the $150 mark, below which there are plenty of earbuds that do offer wireless charging. So it's a shame they don't have it, and it would have been a good way to improve on the NB2s. But with the main negatives aside, there's a lot to enjoy with the NeoBuds Pro earbuds. For example, the call quality is pretty good. You're listening now to the NeoBuds Pro, and as always, I'm recording this in a reasonably loud environment next to passing traffic. So hopefully you can hear how well these isolate my voice from that background noise. Switching over to the older NB2s, I actually think the background noise is quieter with these. However, the earbuds are more aggressively trying to cancel out the external noise, so my voice actually sounds clearer with the new NeoBuds instead. Both earbuds are good for phone calls, but I think the NeoBuds have a slight edge. Another great feature is active noise cancellation. The performance here is very impressive, especially for earbuds at this price point. They actually do a great job of blocking out sound passively with a good seal in your ears, but there's a clear reduction in noise compared to the off mode. The low-end frequencies especially are cancelled out very effectively, but even some of the mid to high frequencies like voices are lowered too. The noise reduction is slightly more powerful than you get with the NB2s, not enough to warrant an immediate upgrade, but enough that you can hear the difference. You've got a choice between high or low noise cancelling, if for some reason you want to let slightly more noise in. But more useful than that is the transparency mode to let you hear surroundings. This is very effective with Edifier's earbuds, especially if you turn the sensitivity up to the maximum, which lets you very clearly hear the outside world. I should also say that changing between these listening modes doesn't affect the audio quality, which is often the case with noise cancelling earbuds. You get a consistent listening experience here, with or without ANC. Both earbuds are using Bluetooth 5, and most of the time offered a great range and stable connection with my phones, but I did occasionally experience dropouts where the audio would dip in and out. It wasn't often enough to be a deal breaker, but it was a slight annoyance. The latency is low though, so you can watch movies with these on both iOS and Android devices without any lip syncing issues. Plus, there's a game mode you can enable which drops the latency down to just 80 milliseconds, which makes a huge difference when you're playing games like shooters. In normal mode, you can see your bullets fire before you hear them, but game mode fixes this audio lag to near imperceptible levels. You can also use either earbud on its own, but sadly there's no multi-point here, so you can't be connected to two devices at once. Now for the codecs, this is where the NeoBuds pull ahead. Both use SBC and AAC, but the NeoBuds Pro are the first earbuds to support LHDC, or Low Latency High Definition Audio Codec, if you can make sense of that acronym. This is similar to Sony's LDAC, and supports a transfer rate of up to 900 kilobits per second, so it provides much higher quality audio than the standard codec, and awards nearbuds the high-res audio wireless certification. However, when you look at the list of LHDC supported devices, you can see that it's very limited, restricted mainly to phones from Xiaomi, Huawei and Oppo. So very few people will actually get to benefit from this, and this is where I would have been telling you that the NeoBuds therefore offer no real codec advantage over the NB2s at all. However, Edifier recently added LDAC support, which is much more widely supported. iPhones don't support either codec, but Android users who want the highest quality Bluetooth streaming as possible can get this with the NeoBuds. And finally, for the standout feature of these earbuds, the audio quality. And right up top I can tell you that it is awesome. These are a fantastic sounding pair of earbuds, with decent punchy bass, a clear mid-range and vocals, rounded off with some good detail in the highs. They're using a hybrid driver setup, with one dynamic driver for the low end, and a balanced armature driver for the mids and highs, which we've seen in other earbuds works really well to give good definition and balance to the audio. The sound isn't as open, or the soundstage is not as wide as some of the very top tier earbuds out there, but these come pretty close and are definitely punching well above their weight when you consider the price tag. In fact, the sound quality to price ratio is one of the best you can get right now. Compared to the NB2 Pros, there's greater clarity and sharper highs, and that's even before you start using LDAC. So there's a clear improvement with audio quality in the NeoBuds Pro. The classic EQ is the default setting, which is reasonably flat, whereas dynamic adds more depth and gives the bass and highs a kick with a V-shaped EQ. You've got the option for saving custom EQs as well, but this is where the weaknesses of the Edifier app become very apparent. This custom EQ is the least intuitive I've ever come across. It's so overly complicated to use that even experienced users will struggle to get the sound they're after. 2 of the 4 main tabs in the Edifier app are dedicated to selling you more products, rather than helping you customize the earbuds you already have, which is a big pet peeve of mine. And in general, this app could really do with some refinement to make it more intuitive and user-friendly. You're going to need to spend a very long time playing around with the EQ to get the sound fully optimized, but I think the average user can still really enjoy the audio from these earbuds with one of the preset profiles or by making very simple adjustments. So I'd still have to highlight audio quality as a major strength for the NeoBuds Pro. Overall, Edifier have designed an excellent pair of earbuds that do indeed give some of the flagships a run for their money. At $130, these are some of the best sounding, best noise cancelling, and most comfortable earbuds you can get. So I think if your priorities lie in audio quality, good mic quality, and effective ANC, as I'm sure they will for most people, then I can definitely recommend the NeoBuds Pro to you. It can be tough to overlook the relatively poor battery life and lack of features like wireless charging and wearing detection, especially when a lot of this was better in the older NB2 Pros, which are, especially now, considerably cheaper. I think this should make current owners of the NB2s stay put, And if you're yet to buy, you could save yourself some money and get a similar experience by getting the NB2s instead. But the noise cancelling and audio quality improvements are fairly substantial with the NeoBuds Pro, which I expect will be enough to sway most people if the price difference isn't too great. The companion app could definitely do with some work too, and approaching the $150 mark, you are starting to encroach on some of the more well-rounded earbuds that offer a more polished user experience with a better app and better controls. However, it's important to remember that the Edifier earbuds are mainly sold through Amazon, and there are often big discounts on their earbuds, more so than a lot of the competitors. So you could easily end up getting the NeoBuds Pro for an absolute bargain price. I've personally seen these down to just $99 already, which, if you can overlook the poor touch controls, is almost a no-brainer. Let me know what you think about these earbuds though, and if you have any specific questions about the NeoBuds Pro, then do leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer you. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.